How's it hanging, fellas? I'm OrosZ, and this is another episode of YAKUZA KIWAMI. Tune in today's episode. We just need to kill time. That's all we need to do in today's episode. At least that's what Curious said. And last episode, we went on this incredibly adorable date with Sayama. This bitch still doesn't want to help me. Whatever. You know what's funny? I helped so many people in this game, and they always say like, "Oh, now it's your ally." But I never fucking received help from them. And I know that's... Oh, hello. Who are you? A new hostess? There you are, Kiryu-san. Yuriko, she's Miki's older sister. That poor girl who got caged up like some kind of wild animal. Yeah, I thought she would maybe want to join my club, not you. Thank you for all the help, seriously. Of course, how's Miki doing? Finally awake, thank God. The doctor says she's gotta stay in the hospital a bit longer, but she's almost home free. That's great news. Ain't it? Anyway, I own you one, so I wanna do you a solid. What do you mean? I wanna help you around here shop you got. You mean for shine? You notice how people in Sotenbori say ya instead of you? I think that's because they're trying to do the thing where like people in this city have a different accent than the people in Kamurocho, because I remember that it's mentioned in Yakuza 7, but I played Yakuza 7 with an English dub, and there's a cutscene, there's like a dialogue between two characters that they discuss different accents, and when they mention the Osaka accent or whatever that region of Japan is called, then they do like a New York accent, and it's just like, oh wow, really? People talk like that in Japan? Like in New York? You mean for shine? Do you know this is a cabaret club, right? Maybe it isn't the most appropriate way to say thanks. I don't know why Kiri treats it like it's a fucking brothel, like she's gonna sell herself. All she does in this fucking club is just sit and talk to people. Nonsense, you're recruiting hostesses, ain't ya? I saw your ads floating around Sotenbori. Well, yeah, but if she's really serious about this, I have no business turning her down. We do need the help. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Great, thank you. Yuriko has joined the club. More the merrier. I'm gonna kick one of those brown girls out of the... No, that sounded wrong. Bronze girls out of the club, because they suck. Check it out, there's this fucking place that I didn't teamed up with. Honestly... That's really funny. I was about to say, let's look for Le Mail, or whatever it's supposed to be called. And I turned around and there it is. And there we go, I think we partnered up with every store in this place. I don't know what partnership really does. What does it actually help you with, but whatever. So we need to go and watch Yakuza Sunset. Free, to get a grasp on what's good about that movie and what's not. Welcome to Gandara, sir. Anything strikes your fancy? That reminds me, I wanted to check out Yakuza Sunset free for Sungao. Run a video booth. Speaking of movies... Keep talking about movies. I just watched a lot of movies recently. I've been watching Kong, Skull Island, because I wanted to catch up with these fucking MonsterVerse movies before the Godzilla. I think there's one more that I didn't watch. I think there's like a standalone Godzilla. Because there's Godzilla King of the Monsters, and there's also like Godzilla, but I don't know which one it is. And I'm still fucking salty about how they fucking closed theaters last week, and I can't fucking now watch Godzilla vs. King Kong. I thought I'd invite someone maybe, and like watch it together. Fucking bullshit. Yeah, I liked it. It's not, I didn't like it as much as King of the Monsters, where I was, by the end of the movie, I was like, this is fucking badass. But, yeah, I liked it. Alright, let's see if Yakuza Sunset 3 is really as bad as Sungao says it is. It couldn't be, right? Kiryu turns into the nostalgia critic. It's about a Yakuza who betrays his clan to protect the woman he loves. Admirable. Is that the plot of any Yakuza game? Maybe Majima and Zero a little bit, since he was supposed to kill Makoto and he ended up protecting her. It's a little bit kinda fits. I was thinking about Yakuza 1 and how Yumi is part of the plot on that game, but I did not remember Kiryu like he betrayed. Well, Kiryu didn't betray Tojo Clan. He just simply uh, pretended he was the killer so his brother wouldn't go to jail. Yeah. Also, you know what I like to think? When we're playing this game takes place in 2005. We're gonna then play Yakuza 3, which takes place in like 2009 or something. Then we're gonna play Yakuza 4, 5, and 6. And during those games, and Judgment, I guess, and during those games, Ichiban, the protagonist of Yakuza 7, is just sitting in prison. So, yeah, I keep that in mind, that he's in prison. And I guess in Yakuza 0, he's not even born. Or he's a little kid. I don't know. So, the movie, I don't remember why the fuck they go to Skull Island, but they go there. The whole movie takes place there, which I like, you know? It wasn't like a remake of the original or anything like that. Just a fucking new original movie and shit. So they fucking go to that island. I don't remember what the reason is, but it has something to do with Monarch. And I think the movie takes place in the 80s. They play so much fucking rock music in that fucking movie. The soundtrack of the movie is probably fucking awesome because it just has so many fucking rock songs. It's ridiculous. And, move on. The characters are actually pretty fleshed out too. Not only that, but the actors did a great job of bringing them to life. Like the guy who voices Kiryu. I don't know, because Kiryu doesn't say shit right now. He didn't even open his mouth to say this. I mean, I guess these are his inner thoughts, so why would he say that? But a lot of times when he says stuff, you can't fucking hear it. I never understood that in Japanese games. Why don't you just fucking dub everything? Why are some things dubbed and the other ones aren't? I never understood that. Is it to cut costs on voice acting? So only like major cutscenes are voice acted, while the rest of them are just like none? Because when I think about like Western games, they don't fucking do that. Imagine in like Cyberpunk or Witcher or some shit. I don't know why these fucking two games came to my mind. Skyrim. Imagine if only like the main quest was dubbed. And all the side quests were silent. It's like, turn off the voices in those games and just go start doing side quests and you'll get like how it feels. They move their mouths. You can see the dialogue on the screen, but you can't fucking hear them. It would feel fucking weird, but in Japanese games it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, so they bombed the fucking island for some reason. I don't remember what, but why the reason was. But there's basically a theory. There's like two scientist dudes. Have a lot of people die in that movie. Samuel L. Jackson is in that movie and he dies too. King Kong fucking kills him. And yeah, I think they want to dig into like underground tunnels that are there underground. Not on Skull Island, but just in general on Earth. There are tunnels underground where the monsters are hiding. And I suppose what they figured out is that... I guess what they figured is that, you know, the Skull Island might be like closest, have the closest tunnel to like Earth, so they will start digging there to get to those tunnels. I don't know why the fuck they want to get to those tunnels if they know there's fucking monsters inside. But it made me question if there's monsters underground and they all should be blind. There's no fucking light underground, so they wouldn't need sight. They would basically just be a bunch of bats using echolocation and shit like that. Or moles with like their little things on their mouths. Yeah, that should be a fucking monster in a Godzilla franchise. A mole-themed monster. There's a porcupine-themed monster. Why not a fucking mole one? Maybe there is, and I just don't fucking know. Because moles have like these funny little feet that kind of look like fins. They have like on their sides. There's a really cool shot when they're like flying the helicopters around the jungle, and there's like a dragonfly in the foreground, and it kind of looks like one of the helicopters, but then it like spins around and looks at the camera. It's pretty cool. You know how in Peter Jackson's, for example, King Kong, which I was talking about a couple of videos ago, there's a scene where King Kong fights dinosaurs in that movie. Also, the island in this movie is surprisingly more pleasant than the one in Peter Jackson's. The one in Peter Jackson's is so fucking depressing and scary looking. And this one's actually pretty nice. There's like deer running around. There's like these giant oxes. Brie Larson is in that movie too. She's like a photographer. Figured that she'd be the damsel in distress kind of character, but she really wasn't. Blah blah blah. Can't complain about the music. Yeah, I like this music. That's why I thought I'd talk about the movie. What nice music in the background. So serious, man. So serious. My fucking Kong Skull Island review. Another thing I like to point out is Skull Island was directed by the guy who apparently now, I don't know his name because I'm really bad with fucking names, but apparently he's working on a Metal Gear Solid movie now. And apart from, I think, one actor confirming that he does play Solid Snake, and Kojima approving him as the director of a Metal Gear Solid movie, he said he was good. I think he also directed some horror movies in the past, or something like that. I don't remember really, but yeah, I haven't heard much about that movie in a while, which is a bummer, I guess. Because I would love to fucking watch it in theaters maybe this time. And you know what? Yeah, so they awaken Kong because he's pissed off about them blowing up his fucking island. And as in previous movies, Kong is like, I don't know, 10 up to 20 meters tall, maybe. In this movie, Kong is like, I don't know, 100 meters tall. He's fucking enormous and giant. I mean, I guess it makes sense. And they're saying that he's keep growing too. Oh yeah, it's like when Peter Jackson he was fighting dinosaurs. There's a scene where he like rips a dinosaur's jaw off, just like breaks his fucking head. And I always wanted to see that, but done on like a human in like a, I don't know, Mortal Kombat movie where like someone grabs someone by the mouth and just like rips it open, rips out their jaw and like shoves it in someone's eye or something. Think about it, if you ripped off someone's jaw hard enough where like their fucking cheek just got shredded, wouldn't like the bone connecting the jaw to the skull be like sharp? Couldn't you like shove it into someone's eye at that point? That'd be fucking badass. If I ever made like a gory movie, I fucking wanna include something like that. That'd be fucking awesome. I probably never will. And I forgot what happens next. I think their helicopter just get fucked up. And then they're split into two teams, you know, the soldiers who are, you know, being led by Samuel L. Jackson, Tenpenny, and the other assholes who are being led by some British douchebag. And the douchebags run into the tribal people. Oh yeah, the whole movie begins in World War II, where like two pilots, one Japanese, one American, one crash on the island and they chase each other through the jungle. And then they get into a fight. The Japanese guy pulls out a katana, because I guess every Japanese pilot has a katana. Maybe they do, I don't fucking know. And they fight, and then Kong shows up. And then later in the movie, when the civilian characters, I'm not gonna call them douchebags, the civilian characters go to the jungle, and they run into the tribal people. They also run into the American soldier guy, who's like an old man now. And he's been living with those people. The Japanese guy's dead. And he introduces them, he goes around. I really like the tribal people in this movie, because in Peter Jackson's, for example, the tribal people were like, just really fucking scary, and they were not like willing to listen. They were just like super fucking savage. And then in the Godzilla vs. King Kong movie, the tribal people were just Japanese people painted brown. But in this movie they were actually fucking nice and they didn't look fucking racist. Can't complain about the music, but there's something off about the action. It's supposed to be a Yakuza movie, but the fights don't feel extreme enough. Yeah, cause Yakuza... I bet they get into fucking extreme fights on a daily basis. It's just about over. The protagonist finally defeats the clan and is about to elope with a woman he loves. But as he's leaving the HQ, he gets stabbed in the back by the clan member he had risen like his own son. Raised. The last shot of his lover waiting at the station for her sweetheart to show up, but he never does. It's a funny little ending, I guess. Well, I finished the movie. Maybe if I head back to Steel, I'll run into Sungao again. Well, I don't get to watch another movie? That's bullshit. I usually get to watch 2. What the fuck? Alright, fuck this. And watching movies is fucking bullshit. I don't know what's the point of it. You never learn anything by it. I guess only for points. It's the only good thing. It's the only thing it's good for. I haven't seen a fucking rich guy around in a while, like wearing a golden suit. What happened to them? Did they disappear? Are they only in Kamurocho? No, I'm pretty sure I seen one here. I got a platinum plate too. I gotta remember to sell it before I finish this damn game. I got another side quest, but that one has to be done in Kamurocho because I gotta go to the fighting arena. Yeah, and then they fucking do what? Then they decide that they're gonna use a makeshift plane boat that they made out of 2 planes that they crashed, right? Damn, some guy's not here. Hey, aren't you the one guy who was here babbling about movies earlier? I eat, sleep, and breathe the silver screen. You wanna talk a little shop? Sure. I like movies as much as the next guy. Well, that's the thing, I keep talking about movies in my videos recently, but that's what I did. I like fucking 2020. Like at the beginning, I was like sitting at home, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch some movies. And then it evolved into me like watching a movie every fucking day. And just like having this fucking huge backlog of movies that I'm gonna watch. Because I figured that I played so many fucking video games that I recall plots and lore and fucking characters of so many franchises. I figured why the and like if someone asked me about a video game, I probably could talk about shit for like hours. But if someone asked me about movies, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, whatever. Then I thought like, okay, I need to fucking get into movies, fuck it. And I started watching a shit ton of movies. I probably watched more movies in 2020 than I did in like the past 10 years. Great, go on and pull up a stool. Well, maybe not, but I watched a lot. Name is Fukatsu. Only thing that makes thrown back drinks better is getting to talk movies while you do it. I'm curious. I actually watched Yakuza Sunset 3 recently. Are you familiar with it? I actually watched Kong Skull Island recently. Are you familiar with it? Yeah, and so they finally communicate with Samuel L. Jackson and his team. A lot of people die too. There's like this one guy who writes to his son, and they keep referencing that for some fucking reason. And there's a funny scene where also the old guy explains that Kong is here to protect the island, because if he wasn't here, then the like evil lizards would come from underground and like start killing shit. I also like how they mention that the lizards also killed off Kong's family, and they show skeletons of Kong's parents, which explains that, there were fucking more King Kongs before, but he's just the last of his kind. Which is pretty cool, I guess. And yeah, they finally catch up with each other, 2 teams, but Samuel L. Jackson doesn't want to leave the guy behind. He doesn't know he's dead. Because, yeah, he got eaten by one of the lizards. This movie's pretty gory, too. There's like a scene where a guy gets his hand ripped off. Of course, you only see a silhouette as he's being flown away by like small dinosaurs, but whatever. It's a cool scene where Samuel L. Jackson shoots a little bird dinosaur sitting next to a tree, and as he shoots it in the head, it makes a noise, right? The tree next to it, it turns out all the leaves on it were actually dinosaurs, and they just fly away. And it's a pretty cool looking scene. I remember lining up for that one when it first hit theaters. Remind me again, what's it about, though? Well, it's about... Well, continuing what it's about. Nice fucking quest I chose to talk about this movie. And... what else I do? Fuck. I don't know why I feel obligated to tell you all about the fucking movie I seen. But I do. I feel like if I didn't share all those thoughts I have about the movie, then I couldn't sleep right. Be like, fuck, I gotta tell somebody about the Kong Skull Island. So I'm gonna fucking share it all into this fucking video. Yeah, and Samuel L. Jackson's kind of a dick. He goes to a crash site of one of the helicopters. He fills out a lake He fills a lake with gasoline and then lures King Kong to it and sets him on fire. Yeah. Oh, and there's a scene where Brie Larson is trying to save an ox that got hit by a helicopter because it's like a big ox. And that's funny because then Kong grabs the helicopter and throws it away. And I guess he noticed that Brie Larson's nice to an ox, so he doesn't want to kill her. But how the fuck did Kong approach her without her noticing? Because he wasn't there before where she was going to the ox. And King Kong's like 100 meters tall, even if he fucking tiptoed towards her, you could probably fucking hear it. But whatever, it would make for a fun surprise scene. I actually thought it was like something different. I thought it was like a big lizard that snuck up on her. You know, that would make sense too. But I guess you did need a scene where Brie Larson proves that she's not evil like these soldier guys. Like the over-glorified American soldiers in that movie. Whatever. And yeah, I thought like, oh, is King Kong gonna like Brie Larson? And they tried to blow up King Kong later. In that scene at the lake. Also, there's a scene where they go to like a graveyard of the other Kong skeletons, but I don't remember what the fuck they went there for. That's where they find out the guy's dead because one of the lizards spits out his skull that has his dog tag on it, which is pretty convenient because if the dog tag, I don't know, got stuck in its stomach, then they wouldn't know who the fuck whose skull was it, so they would still be searching for the guy, even though he's dead. Oh yeah, a Yakuza who fights a colossal King Kong. That'd be pretty cool though. And yeah, what else was there? There was a scene, I don't remember what was the lead up to it because I kinda got interrupted watching that movie, which was annoying. Where King Kong... Oh yeah, I think it's like when they're finally about to escape. And King Kong has to fight the biggest lizard of all. And I think Brie Larson falls out of the boat that she was on, and King Kong grabs her. So he's fighting off the giant lizards as he's holding Brie Larson in his hand. I don't know what the fuck her name was actually, but I just called her Brie Larson. I also don't fucking remember what was the reason she even joined them on this escapade. She was keep taking pictures, but I was like, what the fuck did she do that for? Yeah, and I really love the fucking scene where when he does that, because the way he defeats the biggest lizard, the boss lizard, it like wraps its tongue around King Kong's arm and like tries to swallow because he's holding Brie Larson in his fist, right? And the lizard wraps its tongue around that hand and like tries to eat it, and then King Kong rips off its tongue out of its mouth, and then it dies. Also, there's a scene where King Kong actually uses like a boat, what the fuck, turbine as a weapon, which is pretty fucking awesome. I thought like, oh shit, if King Kong had like a weapon, like a boat turbine, that would be fucking badass. And the movie ends with the old soldier guy actually reuniting with his family because he was stuck on this island for 20 years. Which he mentioned that he had a wife he married right before he left for war. And they were all like, oh, she probably forgot about you. And they were like, some people were like, no, I bet she's waiting. Some people do, you know. And he apparently somewhere out there has a son. And I was like, this is either a build-up to just kill him and make me really sad, because now I really don't want to see him die, because I would like to see him reunited with his family. There's a cool scene where he pulls out a sword and he says something in Japanese as if like, oh, he was actually taught how to fight with a katana by the Japanese guy, because, you know, they fight each other at the beginning, but then he mentioned how he became his brother after they found each other stuck on this island. Which kind of reminds me of that Monster Hunter movie, which fucking sucked, and what else? Yeah, and at the end of the movie, he actually goes back. It's like a credit scene. It's not a post-credit scene, but it's like during the credits, you see a little scene of him going to his family, and his son is there. He has like side beards. And His wife drops milkshakes because she's so fucking shocked that her husband came back. And there's a scene of him eating a hot dog while watching a baseball like fucking game of Cubs. I don't know. They mentioned the club Cubs, which I think they implied that the Cubs, by the time the guy comes back to America, is not a team anymore. So I guess he's watching reruns. He's eating hot dogs and drinking beers, like he mentioned before, how much he misses that. Yakuza fights for the woman he loves. Man, I fucking talk about movies. It's about an admirable Yakuza who betrays his clan to... I'm talking about movies, and Kiryu's talking about movies too. Except he's talking about made-up movies. I'm talking about real ones. The characters are so realistic, I couldn't help but get drawn in by it. You got that right. Characters can really make a break or flick like that. And it's the main draw of Yakuza, all the fucking characters, like Kiryu himself. And if you ask me, the characters are what gives Sunset Free its charm. The last scene is what seals it, though. The poor woman waiting at the station, that was a piece of art. You know what, I was wondering, like, you know how all the GTA games have different protagonists? What if Yakuza did that? What if Yakuza 1 hit Kiryu, Yakuza 2 hit someone else, Yakuza 3 hit someone even else? Because all those three just, you know, you're playing as Kiryu. But maybe it's better, because it's like, it tells one story. What if like 1 and 2 were really good with different protagonists, but then 3 fucking sucked, and then 4 and 5 were also good? Yakuza is, in my opinion, quite a rare franchise where all of them are fucking good. Mainly because fundamentally they're good, and the stories are always good. So if you're not messing around with gameplay and changing it too much, because it reminded me of like Resident Evil, also has like Resident Evil 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now an 8 coming. And you know, like 6 is pretty shitty, because they kind of didn't even done a horror game, they did like a shitty action game. And it's like, well, Yakuza never forgets what it is. You know, it's a fucking crime drama with silly side quests and open world. That's the only complaint I could have with Yakuza, that it always takes place in this one fucking city. The last scene, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah, the ending really had an impression on me too. Yeah, the ending of Kong with the guy coming back to his wife also left an impression. I actually cracked a smile, which is pretty rare for me because I'm quite an emotionless person. There's just something about a bittersweet ending that strikes the right chord. Sounds as if you liked it, but if you had to give it a score, what would you rate it? On a 10 scale. Oh yeah, I should have rated movies on like a scale, but I can't really do that because sometimes the movie sucks and I'm like, I like it. I'm like a horrible reviewer. I would be like, yeah, I liked it, kind of, I guess, 10 out of 10. Yeah, the movie's pretty alright, 1 out of 10. I definitely liked it, but I wouldn't say it was perfect. Something felt off about it. Oh yeah? And what was that? The music was good. The actors didn't. The action was subpar. The action was subpar. It just felt like there was something missing. That was supposed to be a Yakuza movie, but there was no impact, no thrill to the clash. Beyond that, the Yakuza themselves felt kind of forced. Like the director didn't know how Yakuza were supposed to act. I was thinking the same thing. Wasn't a single fight scene that felt like it had a oomph. It oughta none of that bone crunching satisfaction. Yeah, like this game. Real shame too. Best part of Sunset 1 and 2 were the elaborate action sequences and authentic feeling Yakuza setting. If Yakuza Sunset is a real fucking movie franchise, I would watch it. Better be. That'd be pretty cool actually. I'd bet that's why 3 flopped. You know, I actually had the chance to talk to Sungao, the director. That's the only reason I watched Sunset 3 at all. Interesting. He was depressed because his movie wasn't received as well as Sunset 1 or 2. He even considered quitting over the fan response. What a little bitch, right? Must be young if he's having trouble taking criticism like that. Don't blame him though, it's tough taking over on someone else's work. See, that's what I always thought about Fez, and whatever the fuck that guy who made Fez was called. Fez came out, right? It was a great puzzle game, great puzzle platformer game, and the guy who made it, I think it was Fishman, I don't know, he was a fish or something like that. And no, his name was Fish. I forgot what it fucking was though. Freddy Fish. Yeah, it's probably Freddy Fish. So Freddy Fish. That's not Freddy Fish. Freddy Fish is a fucking humongous entertainment character. Remember him? Freddy the Fish? No? Alright, whatever. Freddy Fish was made fun of on Twitter and he quit. He was like, fuck you, I'll never make a video game again. What a fucking dumbass. Really? Fucking idiot, just fucking quit, dumbass. Fucking idiot. Swear to God. That story, whenever it's getting brought up, it's like, oh, you know, some people can't deal with criticism. Just fucking... So stupid. Was fucking made fun of on the internet and, oh, I'm quitting. Man, if every fucking developer acted like that, we wouldn't have video games. In general, everybody would fucking quit. It's fucking stupid, man. Not sure Sunset 3 was rough, but it had some real emotional moments. First two in the series had them too, but nothing on that level. The old director was good at covering up his flaws, but he didn't have much of an eye for real human drama. Rumor has it, he actually pushed for the studio to bring Sungao back for Sunset 4. That's how much he liked the third. Huh. If you want my opinion, I think Sungao got a long career ahead of him. Just had to mature a bit, got some experience under his belt, and I'm gonna have to take a break in a couple of minutes. Sounds like you know a lot about this. You must really love the film industry. You got that right. More than that, I love talking about common interest over a nice glass of whiskey. Anyway, I'm gonna go catch some fresh air and maybe theater at home. On home? Theater on home. Good talking to you, Kiryu-san. Likewise, Fukatsu. Spoiler alert, this is the director of Yakuza Sunset 1 and 2. And this guy came out of fucking nowhere. Kiryu-san? What the fuck? Sungao, how long have you been there? Since you and that old man started talking about Sunset 3. The fuck is that pose he's doing? That was the whole conversation. I saw you sitting there. I came back from taking a leak, but I figured I'd wait until you were done talking to approach. Honestly, Kiryu-san, it means a lot to know that you watched my movie, and it's nice to hear such frank, honest opinions. As you know, I've been thinking about stepping down as the Sunset 4 director. Nothing about that. This has been easy on me. But I've changed my mind. I can't quit. I want to address the flaws of Sunset 3 and make sure the fourth entry in the series is the best ever. But I don't have much knowledge of Yakuza life or its lore of fights. I need to experience these things firsthand if I want to succeed. Yeah, you've got to. Wait, no, don't do that. Maybe I'll go join the Omi Alliance. They should be able to educate me on Yakuza life. Think they'll hold tryouts anytime soon?
Yeah.
Hold on, this isn't the type of situation where you really want first-hand experience. What are you talking about? What about the fucking people who made this game? And this series? They consulted with the real Yakuza. What the fuck? But how else can I learn enough to make a film that delivers on an authentic Yakuza experience? I can teach you. Fine, I can teach you. I'm sure I know enough about the Yakuza to make an authentic film about it. Where's he going? Wait, you're not one of them, are you, Kiryu-san? Yes. I'm the fourth fucking chairman of the Tojo clan. Everybody knows that. Oh. Okay. Just a chairman. Can't blame you there. Everyone romanticizes the Yakuza. Everybody thinks Yakuza is just full of Kiryus and Majimas. And it's silly, and it's fun. And they won't fucking kidnap you and sell you for organs or whatever. Anyway, in that case, can I ask you to stop by the office? I'm leasing for Yakuza Sunset 4 so we can talk. Sure. Yeah, let's go. Okay, thank you, Kiryu-san. Right this way. Anytime soon. I'll need to quit, make a little break, take care of some shit. This is your office. I was expecting something a little more cinematic. I thought climatic. Alright, hold on. Alright, I kinda took care of that. Man, You know what's annoying? When you wanna take care of one thing, and then fucking somebody calls you, and it turns out you got more shit to do. And on top of that, you're trying to record a let's play. Sorry to disappoint, the props are all stored on the studio lot. And since I'm only here for the shoot, there's not much point in getting cozy. I guess that makes sense. Now let's get right to it. Are you ready? I don't know what the fuck I'm reading for. Then let me see. First, I'd like you to play the part of a regular clan member greeting the patriarch's son who just came home. There's not much reference material in this kind of clan relationship. I have no idea how it's supposed to go. Oh, and the son is coming home from elementary school. Just do whatever you think is natural. This reminds me of how I used to treat Daigo when he was a kid in the Dojima family office. Shouldn't be too hard. Got it. Okay, now imagine the son is walking through that door in front of you. And action. Not that one. I don't know, I guess this one. Welcome back, young master. Ooh. And cut. That was great, Kiryu-san. Yeah, I know, I'm great. You made sure to treat him with the deserving of the patriarch's son. He might just be just a kid, but he's an important kid. That's right. Reminds me of when Daigo was still young, dragging me all around Kamurocho. Who's Daigo? Ah, never mind. What's next? The second scene is the crown jewel of every Yakuza film. One where the hero takes responsibility for a mistake he's made. Cuts his fingers off. Show me how to do it, Kiryu. Just fucking chops my fingers off. Sure, I'll do it. True, the fans would never stop complaining if this scene was absent or got treated the wrong way. This stuff isn't really up my alley, so I'll need your help here as well. After all, I only ever directed comedies before this. Comedy? There's no place for comedy in a Yakuza story? Yeah, good point, Kiryu. Good fucking point, Kiryu, the protagonist of a Yakuza series, known for its fucking zany action. Now let me set this scene here. You, a captain, are going to say something to the patriarch, then cut your pinky off to make up for the mistake you've underling made. Sounds pretty heavy. Yeah, that's the point. Now let's see what you got. What I got. This is annoying as fuck. The fact that I know, well, I hope at least I will finish this episode before I fucking need to go and do this shit. Now then, action. This episode would have been much shorter if I weren't talking about Kong. Big on Pinky. Patriarch. I have failed you, failed myself, failed the clan. And now I'm going to show you how a man atones for his actions. Stab! Kiryu actually cuts off his finger. Yeah! And cut. Okay, and he cuts it off. That'd be funny. Kiryu-san, that was incredible. I could have sworn you were really going through with it. Yeah, and when you mentioned cut, I was like, what the fuck? You tell me you actually have to do it? Well, I guess I can... Well, I can guess how it would look in real life. You know, you performed with such realism today. You tell me if you were really one of those families, right? Ha, kidding. I'm sure you're just a big fan. Actually, don't worry, it was just a joke. Next up will be an action sequence where you have a showdown against, rude-looking fuck. Enough yapping. Who are you? That's what we should be asking the two of you. This is our meeting place. What do you think you're doing here? Don't be ridiculous. I went through a real estate agency and rented this office out. I can show you the contract. Hold on, you look familiar. I know. This fool's the guy directing Yakuza Sunset now. I seen him on TV. Wait, this asshole made Yakuza Sunset free? Then what would a critic score that practically went fucking negative? Haha, what a joke. Grr. Look, why don't you take your body here and get lost, you pathetic fucking piece of stinking garbage? You waste of human fucking being. Waste of fucking air. Disgrace of a fucking human of mankind, or we'll do the whole industry a favor and make sure you never release another thing. Only thing you'll be releasing are fucking fumes when you're underground. Hey, Sungao, you wanted to see a fight scene next, right? Yeah, I thought you beat the shit out of me. Take notes, I'm about to give you all the reference material you could ever need.
Huh?
You had your chance, now you're gonna get a beat down. Die. It's a big knife. Give me that, you're gonna fucking get yourself hurt, bro. Hey, that was cool. Eat a cactus, bitch. Sangaro, did you got that? Did you got how I cut his guts in pieces? Did you capture how I wrecked your office? Hope you capture that because there's no repeats. This guy's a freaking monster. I don't want to die. If you three ever show your faces around here again, I'll make sure that that's exactly what happens. Got it? Yes, we're real sorry. You think I gotten better at reading over the Yakuza games I played? I don't think so. I think I suck at just as bad as I did in Yakuza 1. You okay, Sungao? Yeah, you saved my life, Kiryu-san. But more importantly, I learned a ton. You were like a beast unchained. That kind of raw fury is exactly what Yakuza Sunset 3 was missing. I was talking about that dinosaur scene in Peter Jackson's King Kong. I guess they do a callback to that scene in the new one, because when he fights a lizard, he does the same thing to it. I've been swimming in such a sea of doubt lately, it's been impossible to make any progress on Yakuza Sunset 4. 4 protagonists and a taxi driving minigame? What the fuck? If the critics panned the movie, what if I let my fans down again? What if the old director Fukatsu doesn't like it? They'll do a Yakuza Sunset 4 Fukatsu's cut. You know, I was making fun of Snyder's cut all the fucking time because I was like, who the fuck wants to watch a cut of a shitty movie that makes the shitty movie even longer? But from what I heard recently, the Snyder cut actually makes the movie better. And it's actually not bad. I still don't want to fucking see it, but I probably shouldn't shit on a movie just because. Whatever, it's fun to shit on things. Wait, Fukatsu, the old man at the bar, I had a hunch. But this had been such an eye-opening experience, and it's all thanks to you, Kiryu-san. I'm going to look over that script with a fresh pair of eyes and get this film rolling. I think I have what it takes to make the series shine, just like Fukatsu did. I have faith in you too, Sungao. But listen, I think I've fallen in love with you. I don't think you should strive to emulate Fukatsu's style or even his success. What? Then what the fuck's the point? There are things you bring to the table that even he didn't accomplish. The raw emotion you captured in your last film was second to none. You need to make the movie you want to make. If the fans can't feel a combination of your attention to detail and your passion, they'll love it. That's why I always feel like whenever a series is, or anything is trying to, like, let's say, what the fuck was it recently? I can't think of it now. But what I'm saying is, if like you're making a movie, right? And let's say people loved it, but like one person hated it. And you're trying to appeal to everybody, including that one guy. My point is, if you're making something like a franchise, like a story, you should just make it how you want it, and the fans are gonna appreciate it for what it is, and you shouldn't just pan to like the widest audience possible. Because if you do that, you'll just piss off the more people than you'll fucking make happy. As for me, I can't wait to see Sunset 4. I haven't seen 1 or 2. I'll put my heart into it, I promise. But let me thank you, Kiryu-san, for everything you've done for me. Bloody binding? You know what, I think I got better items. Yeah, Kill, you haven't seen 1 or 2, you're a noob. Looks like Yakuza Sunset 3 is going to be just fine, especially with a Dragon of Dojima in supervision role. So you knew all along, Fukatsu. More or less, and for the record, I never lied to you. I'm nothing more than an old movie buff now. I suppose you got me there. I go by Movie Bob. I go by Nostalgia Critic, but don't tell anybody. Really though, I gotta thank you, Kiryu-san. Guys, gonna be the pride and joy of the film industry someday. Believe you me. You did the world a service not letting him fall flat on his face again. I didn't do much, I just don't like to see people lose faith in their talent. Huh. Stupid. Say, how about we go see Sunset 4 together when it comes out? We can get a discussion if you pretend to be my son. If we can get a discount if you pretend to be my son. Hey, come on, I think Sunset 4 is going to deserve the full price of admission. Oh, don't get all high and mighty on me, careful or I'll spoil the ending for you. That's a pretty juvenile threat, wouldn't you say? Heh, the secret to staying creative is staying young at heart. Is that so? It sure is, my boy. It sure is. Well, that was a nice side quest with some fucking inspirational bullshit at the end. Oh fuck, he was never real, he disappeared. I was talking to a ghost this whole time. See the fucking binding. No, it's not worse. Lowers my defense by quite a lot. I got a blade resistance attack on the one I have. Uh, 240, 256. I don't know. It kinda lowers the defense quite a fucking lot. I don't like that part. Look at my stats, they're like insane. They're bigger than they should be. Maybe that's why I haven't lost. Should we go and do the fucking main thing? Because I feel like this has been quite a long episode already. Whatever, let's go do the main thing. I'll have to take a break anyway, so fuck it. Let's go check this shit out. What is this about? Is it about this guy sitting on a bench? Is it another shitty side quest? Kinda like the one with the florist and his son. What's that? Oh, it's my tattoo. Why does he have my tattoo? Oh no, he's throwing it away. Don't do it, old man. Or I'll fucking kill you. Oh my god. Who the fuck are you?
あんた、それを捨てたら後悔するんじゃねえのか。
何やと?
Yeah, why do you have exact copy of my tattoo? You creep.
普通の図柄じゃね
I wanna get a tattoo like that. If I did, would you think I'd get killed in Japan?
え。まあ、近いところだ。
兄ちゃん、うちにあって茶の一杯でも飲んでけや。
I'm not your son, old fuck. Am I gonna get a new tattoo? That'd be cool if I could pick a new tattoo. I'd pick like a giant dick on my back. It's like a little mini game. You get to paint your own tattoo on your back. I've seen mods to Yakuza 1 where people just change the texture, I guess. Where people change the texture of the tattoo on Kiryu's back, which I guess implies that the tattoo on his back is a texture. It's not part of his model, it's a texture on top of his model.
あんたも早く来いや。
お客さん
Since you can change it just like that.
あ
Yakuza on PC is pretty cool because you can change the models of characters. So if you want to play as Kiryu, but in a black suit the whole game, you can by just swapping models. The name Kazuhori the Fourth, Master Tattooist. I had my practice here in Osaka about as long as I can remember. Fuck this fucking online lesson, piece of fucking stinking dog shit. I fucking hate it. The fuck they're talking about over there? Never mind. I own you one, son. You're basically the top artist in Kansai, as I've heard it. Oh yeah, Kansai accent, that's what I was talking about. That's the region, Kansai. Oh, have you heard of me? Yes, from the master who did the piece on my back. Your back, huh? That certainly has some weight to it. An artist named Utabori, the second inked it. Utabori? The Utabori? You know him? Of course I know it. Tattoos may span the globe over. Tattoos may span the globe over, but it's a small world. Get to be a master, your name get around. So can I ask why you were about to throw that design away? Oh, that. Well, I think it just fucking sucks, dude. Fucking garbage,
これは
look
う
at
ち
it.
の一家に伝わる竜の
Shitty.
指定でな。代々家族
What
を
is this,
継承
fucking
した者
Ghidorah?
にしか俺にしようもん
Bullshit.
や。
Ugly. Disgusting. Only an asshole would have it on
よう知っ
his
とるな。
back.
そう。
Wait, I'm wrong. This is not Kiryu's tattoo. This is Ryuji's tattoo. Yeah. I'm sorry. Because I was like, doesn't Kiryu dragon tattoo has like a weird symbol in the corner of it? I was like, yeah, it does. And so this isn't the one. This is what Ryuji has on his back. The design actually a bit of a family heirloom passed down for generations. Then why would you throw it away? Well, what was the... I have no fucking energy to scream. What happened, Akina? Master, Satoshi was just here and he took the design. What? The fuck? It was stolen? Yes, but we know who did it. It was the master's first student. That jackass. Wait, what's going on? Him and his damn war of succession are the reason I was trying to get rid of that accursed piece. A succession war, huh? Let me fill you in. 10 hours later. I'm actually looking to retire soon, and I was thinking about Akina here would take up the name. Her? That's right. But the world of tattoos is a world of men. And Satoshi, my older pupil, didn't take too kindly to the idea. Satoshi is a thief. Yes, and he's 10 years my senior. Considering the world you came from, I'm sure you understand the importance of seniority, yes? Imagine someone 10 years your junior passing you up. It shows a woman, and she's a woman at that. I think that fucking happened, didn't it? Before? I mean, fuck, Daigo's pretty young, so like, he's the chairman. Whatever. I guess he's the chairman because he fucking... Actually, no, I guess he's not... I don't know. Why is Daigo the chairman? Yeah, good point. Why is he the chairman? His pride and his egos are wounded. But you're naming Akina as your successor because she's better, right? That's right. There's an art to tattoos that goes beyond simple skill or technique. Ah, what the fuck? I had, like, rubber attached to my hair. What the fuck, man? That's right, there are arts of tattoo, blah blah blah. You're not a master until you can see your client's face in the ink of your work. Satoshi's just not hit there yet. I'm gonna have to do another fucking stupid break sometimes. I fucking hate this. Master, but I don't... I know, unfortunately the other part of this little war is that Akane doesn't... ain't willing to take the name.
Nani?
Why not? She won't tell me either. But even if she were to take it, I'm not about to hand it over to Satoshi like some kind of consolation prize. He's not ready to be Kansoi the Fifth. Now I see what brought you down to the river, right? And that's why Satoshi stole the dragon. If I won't give him the name, it seems he'll take it by force. That'd be a cool backstory. Wait, where are you? My tattoo has a strong resemblance to that design. What? But yes, a dragon. Really, but I heard Utanobi gave that to a man in the Toja clan. He considered it his magnum opus, and that was almost 20 years back. I don't believe he's done any dragons since even I've heard that story. So you're really him? I'm Kazuma Kiryu, and yes, I was once in the Tocha clan. Even more, I was their fucking leader for a day. Incredible. Master Roots. And I'm also their go-to man whenever they run into any problem. I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking got their toilet stuck and they would go to me to fucking unplug it. Master Tobori taught me about how the value and the weight of a tattoo carries, which is why I won't stand by this. Shut up. Still, she has set up a shop in the building and whatever. Got it. Can I finish this episode? I gotta fucking go. I gotta go steal the show. Gotta go run it. Go. Partying all the... No, wait. Go. Party, we'll go. I don't tolerate thieves. Good. See you fellas in the next episode. Bye.